So how don't you be concerned about how people look at you in public and how to be more confident in public? It's not as simple as to say just feel confident and don't care about what people think, because in doing this, it's like telling someone that has anxiety to just relax. Well, how do you relax? How do you build the confidence? It's not an easy task, because this is something a lot of people struggle with. These are some of the things that I found that can be helpful to you, and hopefully they can be helpful to other people as well. So we'll begin off. Basically, when you're walking in public or when you're in public, you feel that though like everyone's looking at you and everyone's making comments about your appearance, the way you walk, the way you look, everything about yourself. And this can get to your head to an extent where you'll just keep your head down, or you'll be really conscious of the way you look in public. Now, how does this look like? It can look like you just like blinking repeatedly, just looking around very nervously, fidgeting with your hands, or even just walking very unordinarily, you could say. And why this happens is because you think people are judging your every move, and so you try to change the way you walk, the way you set yourself in public. But in doing so, you also look out of touch, out of place, because you're purposely changing the way you walk, whereas your natural stance, your natural pace goes away. So in doing this, I recommend is to just be conscious of what you're doing, be conscious of what's happening. Talk to yourself. Your mind is very powerful, and your mind's pretty much your best friend. Like, think of yourself as two people. You're talking to yourself, saying, what's going on? Why am I acting this way? Why am I walking this way? What's going on with my hands? And this won't happen immediately. It might take a few weeks, might take a few months, possibly even a few years. This social anxiety is a very serious thing for some people, and to even change it requires some time. So just be conscious of what's happening in your life. Just be conscious of the way you walk. Am I doing this because I think people are staring at me? Well, why am I doing this? Are people actually staring at me, or is it something that I just believe? Now, just start talking to yourself and just start seeing what you're actually doing once you start doing things that you don't normally do. One also other thing is, it's not just you that thinks like this. Majority of people, when they're in public, they also are very self-conscious about themselves, because they're in such a large space of people, and many people walking around, lots of things are going on. Your social attention just increases, a lot of things happening. So in reality, you're sort of paranoid, or you're tense, because your human nature won't allow you to relax in such a space. Now, compared to being home where it's just you and a couple of people, normally you're relaxed because you know these people and you feel very comfortable around them. But in public, it's a different scene, because you're so wrapped up around new people and it's such a large space. Your body sort of tenses up and you won't allow you to relax. You want to perceive yourself in the best possible way to people, and this can often mean that you become socially anxious in public. So that one thing that I mentioned earlier was to just be conscious of what you're doing and see why you're doing it. Now, the next thing I say is, especially being on social media, that it can develop your thought process as to what social anxiety is and how people think, because the more you see on TikTok and Instagram the way people react in public, the more you think that people in public actually react to that. So let's say one small video you see where someone reacted very badly in public, you'll look at that video and you'll apply to every single person on the street or every single person in the world that you see in public. Now, this isn't the case because it's such a small sample, such a small video, and you're applying it to everywhere. But why do we do this? It's because it's easy to cope with this in mind. When we accept that we aren't good and this is just us, it becomes easy to judge ourselves and make ourselves look bad. But you should always, when in public, just be conscious, and also just look at yourself and just see why you're acting this way. Is it really that bad? Is it really that serious? Now, this video can possibly go on for a few hours because there's so many things you can talk about to battle social anxiety, and also how to build your confidence. But overall, I would say the first step is just to acknowledge what's going on. Don't try to change anything, but just see what's going on with your body, your mind, and see why this is happening. Sort of become an observer, someone that's from a third person perspective. Like, imagine you're someone staring at yourself from far away and seeing that, this person's walking like this person's talking like this, and seeing, does that really matter? So as of now, just the first step would be just to be present in your mind and just acknowledge what's going on.